My what was it? My cousin and my friend were like, "Dude, you gotta play this game, this and that." I was like, "All right." It's called Dauntless, and you could get it for free at Epic Games, and it's pretty awesome. I'll just play real quick, and then I'll like explain some stuff as I play, I guess. These little things make you faster as you look for the monster that you're trying to hunt. And right now we're playing as a team of 4, trying to hunt some monsters, trying to get a good vantage point so I could find the monster. Right now I'm playing with a pair of guns, but there's a good amount of weapons, like 6 different types, I think. Interesting. Oh crap! I just noticed I don't have anything equipped on my items. It's not good. As you look for the monsters, though, you collect different things. And once one of the team members finds the monster, they throw a flare, which you can see up there on the compass on the very top of the screen, or you could just look up in the air and try to find it. There's our monster. Alright. When you pull out your weapons, you're a bit slower. Aw, crap, I missed. It may not seem like it, but there's actually a lot to the combat system on this for this type of game. It's not as complex as like Vindictus or anything, but it does have like enough complexity for you to like have to do different moves and stuff and keep it fresh, you know. I'll get into like the menus and everything after this. The cool thing is that you go hunting these guys, right? And depending on where you shoot them, holy crap, depending on where you shoot them, you can break pieces off of them, and you use those pieces to craft weapons and armor. From what I see, you get better rewards for doing more damage, and obviously for breaking off the parts that, you know, from the creatures. Wow, I totally did not dodge that. You could dodge at the monsters or away from the monsters, but it's always better to dodge at them, because that way you ensure that you don't get hit by it. And this monster's hard to... Oh damn, somebody died already. I had to get away so he could aim at me instead of the other guy. That way he could resurrect the other guy that was down there hurt. Shoot the moon, I missed. Damn. But yeah, basically I have my standard shots, which you saw there. Like this. And then I have that blue gauge up there. I don't know if you can see it. That if I right click, I shoot this that shot you saw there. And then I have my Q button where I could shoot faster if I grab the thing that I throw on the floor, or I could let somebody else shoot faster and harder by dumping it in front of them and letting them pick it up. And then there's a dodge button, which you see me using all the time as I dodge. There's also a run button, but as long as I have my weapons out, oh, it's harder to do. Hopefully it doesn't go for me. Whoa, that was too close. Also, besides that, there's the V button, which gives me, in this case, defense, because that's what I have equipped. And if I hold the button down, it gives me a rock shield, which hurts the enemy. Now, while I have my rock shield active, when I do my moves, I think they hurt a little bit more, I think, when I have my lantern powers active. That's the V button. Also, when I reload my weapon, if I reload it close to the enemy, I drain some of his damage points and I put them towards myself. Another thing to take note of is when there's somebody dead on the floor, our danger meter slowly goes higher and higher. And of course, whoever's damaging the monster the most, that's who the monster will go after. Oh, Buster. So a good technique is to get in there with my shield on and hit him with everything, like with my strongest moves. That way I could like combo him with everything. Also, you have equipment that you could use on the bottom right, and you get health potions every time you start. Like you start off with I'll put away my weapon with 5 health potions and 3 revives, and you always get those for free, but you can't get more. But you could equip stuff that gives you like vampirism and stuff like that, so when you hit them, you refill your health. And it looks like we found the monster. Cool. I don't even see him. There he is. Calamity ensued. Oh crap. Yeah, so pretty much, right? That's pretty much everything. You aim for the different parts you're trying to break off of the monster, and depending on what type of weapons you use, it's harder or easier to break parts off of the monster. Like we just heard him right now, and broke a piece off of him. but I don't know what piece it is that we broke. But when you see white numbers, that means you already broke the piece off, so his tail isn't yellow anymore. So I gotta stop aiming at his tail and see if his face is still yellow. Nope. So we already broke the parts off of his face and the parts off of his tail. So now maybe we gotta aim for the wings or something. I don't know. Ugh, this guy. My pups are barking. Might have to go check that out. Holy crap. This dude. I don't see any yellow. I guess we must have broke everything off of him already. Yeah, I think we already cleared this guy. Oh wait, no. There's still something yellow. Must be his stomach. Whoa. I think he's a goner. I'll get into like the equipment in just a second. As soon as we beat this guy. There it is, somewhere around there. You can see those yellow numbers. Oh man. Whoa. Oh, he's gone. I found that using guns works really well. Oh, and then it tells you your rank and how you did with your team and everything. It shows you your loot. If you buy the elite pass, which costs like $10, you get more loot. That's where they make their money. But here, let me go ahead and show you the menu so you can see the different weapons. Yeah, basically depending on what you use, what different weapons you use and armors and stuff. See, there's a bunch of different weapons, but you know what? Instead of going there, I should show you at the shop. It makes more sense. But yeah, this is the town of Ramsgate, where they give you missions and everything. Kind of like Vindictus. I don't know if Monster Hunter is like this, but my friend tells me it is. Anyway, here's the weaponsmith. And, quill shot, huh? Weird. Why not? Okay. Anyway, these are like different swords. And as you go fighting different monsters, like each monster has a weapon dedicated to it. Well, not just one weapon, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different weapons dedicated to each monster. So basically, as you fight each monster, you can create a weapon from it, alright? So you got the Gnasher, the Quill Shot, the Shrike, Valamir. I'm not going to name all of them, but you get the idea. And some of these weapons have elemental powers to them. Like, for example, this one has the power of radiance or whatever, light. And not only that, but they have different, like, what is this? 5% damage versus Aether, or Ether, I don't know. Aether. Charged behemoths. And it tells you the elemental attunement and all this other bullshit. But basically, some of them have like power of fire, some of them have the power of ice, the power of earth, and so on and so forth. And these are all just swords. but they all have different powers and elements. These are different axes. See? And you could power each weapon up. These are different sickles or whatever. I don't know what they are. Sickles, I guess. See? And they all have different elements and powers. Axes. Again, same thing. And spears. Now each weapon is different. Like if you use, let me go back. If you use swords, you can cut stuff off of the monster, like like his tail, his head, whatever, like different parts of him, horns, etc. When you use the hammer, you can't cut stuff off of him as easy, but you can give him concussions by hitting him in the head. So you get him all stunned, and if you hit him enough, he'll drop him. And the more you hit him in the head or in places where you could like break pieces off of him, like let's say he's rocky or something, you could break rocks off of him with the hammer. It'll smash the monster. This one's sort of like the swords. It'll cut the monsters. And this one also cuts parts off. This is the axe. And this one wounds the monster. I think this one wounds too, actually. I'm not 100% sure. Because there's two that cut, which I'm guessing is the sword and the axe. And there's the hammer and something else that does concussions. And this one over here, I think, wounds the monster, which makes them kind of like bleed and hurt. Anyway, besides these weapons, you have the same concept, but on the armors. See, there's a bunch of armors, and each armor has can be upgraded, and it shows you how much defense it has, and etc. The cool thing is that they all have like different elements to them. Like this one, terror resistance or whatever. Well, not all of them, but most of them. And then there's some that don't have any type of element to them, like the Gnasher right here. And these are from neutral monsters. But yeah, so there's that. And then what's it called? You go collecting these different armors because you're gonna need them to fight different monsters. Like if you're fighting a fire monster, you throw on fire armor, and when they attack you, it doesn't hurt as much. And you also want to equip an ice weapon so you could hurt the monster with like the counter element, kind of like Final Fantasy and stuff. But besides that, there's also the lanterns that give you extra powers. Pangar. Oh, I don't have enough for that. But basically, there's different types of lanterns like you see here. And each one has like their own element. See? And you go collecting parts so you can make these lanterns. And each one has different powers, like attack 30% faster, deal 30% increased damage, etc., etc. And there's also a gunsmith over here, who also happens to be the grenade smith. Let me show you that. And then there's this dog too, very important. You pet him. There you go. Alright, there's a gunsmith here. So this guy sells you the grenades, but in order to make them, you gotta grab all that crap you see in the game. So for example, I'll craft a couple of these, craft a couple of these, a couple of these, a little bit more. And it's always good to have these because you could equip them, and it makes the fights a little less long. So I'll show you more on that in just a second. So it's pretty deep when you see all this stuff. Oh, I didn't even show you the gun stuff, right? Stupid. Hold on, let me go back. Also the same dude, right? You can go into his weapons, and he has different barrels that do different elemental attacks. Like this is the ice barrel. This is a standard barrel. It doesn't have any extra like elements or nothing. This is ice, light, fire, lightning, and earth, and they all do different types of powers. See, like adds that type of damage, and as you get them stronger and stronger, they'll add like more stuff to it. Then you gotta also equip a grip, and the grip, depending on what kind you use, has different powers also. See, it tells you the powers that it has right here. Then there's a chamber. See, there's different chambers. And it's pretty cool because you can 94 versus 140, huh? Seems interesting enough. Check that out. If I do it, my total power will go up. I could try it, I guess. But this is the one I was using. It's a +6. This one's a +11. And then there's these prisms. And right now I'm using Stoneheart because I haven't created these other ones yet. But basically you go fighting the monsters to get the parts and create the different things. There we go. And besides that, there's your potion guy, your alchemist over here. You go crafting stuff, see? I like this one a lot, the Bulwark Tonic, because it gives you this right here, reduces damage taken by 45% for the next 3 hits. So I always like to carry this one with me, especially for those really tough fights, you know? And as you can see, when I used all of these, I can't make this one or that one anymore because they share that same sky bloom so that you can make it. But I could afford to make some of these other ones, like the Airstrike Beacon or the Assault Tonic or the Blitz Tonic. The thing is that, like, let's say you don't have a hammer, right? But you want to do concussion damage. You can buy an Assault Tonic, and it lets you do stagger damage for a minute. Also, this one lets you get extra increased attack speed. This one, when they're crazy, when they turn red, you can do extra damage. And this one right here lets you do wound damage to the enemy, which is pretty cool. Because without equipping a piercing weapon, you could still do that type of damage. You get me? So that's cool. But I like this one because you call an airship to come down and wreak havoc to your enemies. And I think I'm gonna go with concussion right now. I'll do some of those and some insights. Alright, that's it for my potions. So at any time in the game, you could just go into your loadout, you know, and change like your armor to whatever you want. You could dye it to whatever colors you want, but if you want to unlock like more colors, you know, stuff like that, you actually got to buy that stuff. So yeah, you pay for cosmetics, you know. Anyway, Bulwark Tonic is like extra defense, and depending what you're gonna fight, you know, because I'm fighting neutral monsters right now, I could go ahead and use my grenades. You know, ice is always good because you could, you know, freeze them or whatever. And these are fun too because you could actually like wound them or stagger them, or you could even do both at the same time. But in this case, I'll go ahead and do the assault tonic and move some ice damage. Why not? And I'm cool with my weapon. I'm 399. I was actually trying to see if I could like power up some stuff, but nah. Also, you have quests. See, dodge through 50 attacks, and over here, hunt the Moon Reaver Shrike. Craft and equip a weapon. Okay. Craft and equip an armor with a total resistance of 350. I haven't done that. Complete Bring on the Night and Before the Dawn. Craft a radiant weapon. No, I haven't done that either. And then there's these that you get every week. Slay 10 behemoths using Terra weapons. Radiant weapons. Well, I don't have a radiant weapon, but I do have a Terra weapon. So I could do that one right now. Maybe I could change my chamber. Nah, that wouldn't make a difference. Standard barrel, flame barrel. I don't have a Terra barrel. Oh, let me try changing my weapon. I do have a Terra blade. Let's see. That's the one with the leaf on it. Let's see if I have anything else with the leaf on it. This one. Got this. This is like... I guess I could start with the sword. Go ahead and use the Terra. And, yeah, pretty much. That's... I think I went through everything. So you can go and do patrols where you get more stuff, or you could focus on exactly the monster you want to fight. Like here's the Moon Reaver Shrike that I have to fight to do a quest. But you know what? I should fight that guy, right? Let me go back and switch over to my... Nah, just for the sake of the video, I'll do the swords right now. So I have to use my Terra sword, and I could do a... Let me see, neutral patrol or blaze, blah blah blah. I guess I could go for dire, right? Hopefully I don't get killed. But yeah, you gotta check out your move list every time you change your weapons because it changes. See, I got the 4 hits with my left click, and I got 1, 2, 3, and then wait, and then 2 rights. And then I got 2 lefts and repeating, and 2 rights, and then repeat the left click over and over. Rising elements, cyclone. Alright. Also, you have a little bit of time to like check out your loadout before you go. Right here. See, I don't have any anything equipped. Alright. Let me see. I want a power cell. I guess I could do that. And I gotta change that one because I'm not fighting a lightning monster at the moment. There we go. And I think that's the strongest earth weapon I have. Unfortunately, yeah. So yeah, I definitely got to power up some of my weapons before I do some of these missions. So now that I'm fighting with the sword, it's a whole different ballgame. Because with the gun, it's a lot easier. I recommend it for anybody who's a noob and people